We love those tropical vibes. We love them. Shout out to Kevin Davies, Rock and or Roll for getting those tunes together. A lot of action in the chat this morning. There was some bets. Was I going to be dressed for church? Was I going to be wearing a beanie? Neither. I'm like in between getting out of bed and getting ready. That's kind of where I'm at this morning. I got to tell you, this fun little update. When you take a muscle relaxer, it feels like you got hit by a truck when you wake up in the morning. So we're figuring that out. All right, everybody, we've got some fun stuff. I saw, where's Nick? I'm assuming your name's Nick. I don't know that. I don't know that your name is Nick, but N Cucard 88 talking about a new feature on moment ranks. Let's definitely take a look at that in a little bit. So if I start to forget, remind me. Somebody remind me in the chat towards after we cover like last night's action, because I'd be interested in checking that out a little bit. Because I had someone else had let us know too that they had done an update that sounded really interesting. I was staying away from. I like what Moment Ranks was doing, but I wasn't using it to do an account valuation because I was a little nervous. They're like assuming what the cereals are worth versus the lowest ask. So, but I'm excited to take a look at that. So definitely remind me. All right, let's get some business out of the way right now. If you get a chance, like the stream. I want to say, let's get up to 60% today. Okay. 50% is an F and so is 60%, but let's like get a nicer F. So as you're coming in, just like the stream, it helps get more numbers on here. Like, subscribe. You can follow us on all the top shit takes, which arguably could be our name, the top shit takes. Because we have them. But yeah, if you look in the show notes, you can follow us on Twitter at Top Shot Takes. Someone create Top Shit Takes though. That's a good like burner handle. Follow me. You can join our Discord. All the fun stuff. Yeah, I'm also seeing. Yeah, sorry, dude. Sorry, man. You lost the bet. And we'll say Daniel. My bad. Also, yeah, it's April 7th. Which two things? My fiance's birthday. So, Top Shot, if you're listening, put gifting back on because I want to send her a Kira Lewis Jr. because she's been trying to buy it, and her last name's Lewis, so she likes that. I'm also going to get her something else, so everybody chill out if that's what you think. That's the only thing we're giving out. But it's because it is April 7th, we're supposed to get some news today on those pre-order packs. Does that mean the pre-order packs are going to be in our accounts at some point? I don't know. I would like that. I would love to have some more packs. But worst case, we should at least get some message being like, "Hey, here's when you're getting your pre-order." Speaking of pre-order, if you watched the show last night, if you didn't, you can go back and watch it. But if you did watch it, we talked about doing a pre-order pack party again, Pack to the Future 2. So if you are someone who's like, "Oh, I would love to rip my pack on Top Shot Takes," hold your pack, let us know. And when we do the Pack to the Future, it's going to be a revolving door of people ripping packs. So we're excited to do that. All right. I think that's enough business up top. I'm ready to dive into the market a little bit. There was some fun stuff last night. Full disclosure, I didn't watch as many games as I normally do because we were streaming last night. And again, as mentioned, muscle relaxer. My ass was out cold. Harrison Hayes, glad you're here, dude. A lot, guys, the beanie's right here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe if we get to 200 concurrent viewers, we'll put the beanie right back on. All right, first thing we're going to talk about, I caught only like the first half of this and then watched a little bit this morning, but the Warriors beat the Bucks. The Warriors beat the Bucks. Now, I know Giannis was a late scratch, right? But the Warriors lost by like 60 the other night to the Raptors. So I was pretty surprised to see that final score. But man, Curry just went bonkers. He put up 41. But the thing oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. The thing I actually morning FFers. I love it. The thing I wanted to look at the most, I mean, we'll definitely look at Steph Curry, but like Curry, we already know why does that keep happening? Hold on one second. We already know that Curry's like really good, right? That's so weird. I don't know why. Oh, whatever. We already know that Curry's really good, but let's just look at some of his moments to see if like people aren't realizing that he's really good. All right. Let me see. Can I blow this up a little bit more? So you're seeing, man, his seeing stars down to 134. That 3-pointer series 2 out of 7,500, only 215. But this is, again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse because I say this shit all the time. But, for an entry point, 35K, this is only $26. His series 2 out of 1,500, only 69. Nice. Wow. And his 3-pointer is now sub 1K too. His first moment is 5K. So that does feel like appropriately priced. But man, Steph's really good. But one of the things that, the air is still there. I know. One of the things I wanted to look at from last night, though, is the Bucks ancillary pieces, or their like second and third stars. And I know Giannis was out, right? So their numbers are always going to be inflated when Giannis is out. But this is an opportunity, I think, to just be reminded how good some of these guys are. And if we do believe the Bucks are going to make some noise in the playoffs, I think there's like pretty buy low opportunities here. And the first one being Drew Holiday, who Holiday has just straight up turned it on the last couple of weeks. And he's had a few games without Giannis. So that's partially why his numbers are going to be inflated. But even with Curry, his usage has gone up a little bit. And I think we're just being reminded how versatile that dude is. So Drew Holiday last night, I believe he had 29 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, like pretty solid night overall. I guess we have to take it with a grain of salt because it's against the Warriors defense and they haven't played defense yet this year. But his first moment on the site is 127. And he came up a little bit too. Yeah, Drew did just get paid too. That is the truth. I love that Drew's contract was also like, Giannis, never leave. Never leave, Giannis. Because by all accounts, that dude's an awesome teammate too. But he's going to be, he's going to be showcased in the playoffs. Sure, Giannis is like the main event. But in every single matchup the Bucks have, Drew's going to guard their best guard, right? Like he's going to be on their best guard. He's one of the best defenders in the league. And then he's going to be asked to score buckets too and to facilitate the offense. So I really like Drew quite a bit. And this is 127 for his first moment. Even if you wanted to ball out and get one out of 299, 574, just seems like pretty underpriced for a first moment, And his resident is that $6, right? Is that his 35K? That's at 6. It's 7. I'm seeing 7 right now. But yeah, it feels like really good opportunities to get some Drew Holiday. Also, Steven, thanks for joining, man. We appreciate it. Deep Thread says Drew's my favorite player. He's my PJ Washington. Also, Deep Thread, I saw you mention earlier in the chat you sold your holo. You sold your Kawhi holo for 11K. Congrats, man. So the other guy, sorry, that felt like a big gulp into the microphone. So I apologize. I know there's a couple of people that always get in the comments after the videos and they're like, hey, this content is great. Please stop gulping into the mic. What's up, Peter? Love to see it. All right, let's look at Chris Middleton too, because he's the other one. And, personally, I hate Chris Middleton because every time the Bucks play the Celtics, he looks like Larry Bird. He comes out and is just the best player I've ever seen in my life. So he just destroys the Celtics. I'll take a big gulp for the sale. But yeah, Chris Middleton, man, $10 for his, and that's not even his 35K moment, right? That's a 15K moment. It's $10. His series 1, not his first moment, but a series 1 is 75. So for less than $100, you're getting a series 1 player, former All-Star, I believe. I don't think he made it this year, but has been on the All-Star team, and a team that's got a chance to go to the finals. And his first moment's sub $300. So I don't know. There's some, as they say in the biz, meat on the bones with Middleton and Drew Holiday. So I think there's some value there. Chris is just like his last name, middle tier. Oh, brutal. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Zach, good question. Let's come back to that in a little bit. So remind me, but when you ask it again, throw a little price range in there. Like, what are you looking for? Price range. Yeah. So those are the guys that are sticking out from that game. That was a very entertaining game. I'm mad I fell asleep. Also, I don't think Bobby Portis is on the site yet, right? I have a soft spot for Bobby Portis. Yeah, he's not on the site yet. I have a soft spot for him. I don't know why. I have a soft spot for him. Maybe it's because I played him on DFS so many times. But like he put up 13 and 13 last night, and he's obviously the biggest beneficiary when Giannis is out because he plays a little bit more of a few more minutes. I think he started last night too. He's somebody that you could see win a playoff game where out of nowhere he puts up like 20 and 10 even with Giannis in there. Like he can get hot, and man, there's nobody. He's got a little Lou Williams in him, and this fact that he thinks he's the best player out there. So when he gets the ball, it's going up. So I like paying attention to the Bucks. I think because they're not outside of Giannis, I don't know if anybody's really paying attention. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right, doing a little stream check. Hey, listen, if you're in here right now, hit that like button on that stream. Let's get more viewers. Let's get some more viewers up in here. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Caris LeVert too. Actually, whatever. Let's do it right now. Caris LeVert did go off. You got to remember, Caris LeVert went off because, I mean, it's similar to Giannis being out. I think if you add Sabonis and Brogdon together, that's Giannis, right? So Sabonis and Brogdon were out last night. And the Pacers, who did they play? The Bulls, and they lost pretty handily. But LeVert, when those guys are out, LeVert is going to handle the ball. And unlike Brogdon, LeVert's just going to put up shots, right? So LeVert went 26-5 last night, 20.6 rebounds and 5. Yeah, and he's still kind of coming back from injury, right? From that scare that he had when he got traded. I think that the Pacers are so interesting because like they have a lot of good pieces. They have a lot of good pieces that should make sense together. I mean, they, are unlucky with the TJ Warren and the Caris LeVert injuries. Pause for sip. But they just haven't figured out how to play together yet. But looking at Caris LeVert, right, his 5K moment. Now, remember, this one's minted at 5K for Series 2 because he had gotten traded in the middle of the process of minting these. So it stopped at 5K. $41 for a 5K serial. That's pretty nice, right? Especially when you compare it to like what the first round of Cool Cats are going to, because those are all minted around 5K. His first moment on the site out of 1428 is only 218. So you were talking about Series 1 buys earlier, Zach. I think this is a candidate, right, for a good buy. And then if you want to ball out as metallic gold sub 1K. Yeah, I think they were missing Turner in the second half too. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's his usage is going to go through the freaking roof. I mean, I do still like Caris LeVert. But I just think I think his usage is going to be wild while those guys are out, right? All right, another game that I wanted to talk about. Oh, there was one more guy I wanted to talk about from the Warriors game. Now, he didn't have crazy numbers, but Wiseman last night put up 13 and 10. And I've been talking about Wiseman quite a bit on here. And he's looked pretty bad this year. Like, he just looks lost. He's got some, when he first started, he was knocking down threes. I think he was shooting he went like 4 for his first 5 threes or something like that. That stat's wrong. Don't quote that. But he hit like a bunch of threes early on, was kind of frisky. You could tell he was still raw and like figuring out how to play the Warriors offense, because the Warriors play like a complicated offense, right? They're doing a lot of motion. So they're not doing like the pick and roll, which pick and roll, you like put like Trae Young and Capella, who we'll talk about later. That's like a good example of what Steph and Wiseman could look like, right? But they're not doing that. That's not the type of offense they play. They move. There's a lot of motion. And I think it's just taking Wiseman a little bit longer to figure it out. And Wiseman clearly is working some stuff out in his head. I was listening to the Zach Lowe podcast last night or yesterday. And they were, just saying that like, once Wiseman makes a mistake, you can kind of see the shoulder shrug and the head go down, and like everyone's going to talk him up. And I think it was Draymond who made a great point, who was just kind of like, this dude's never struggled on the court in his life. And all of a sudden he's like Kevon Looney's playing over him, right? And he gets benched. And so I still think there's a really high ceiling on Wiseman, but I do believe now that his floor is lower than I thought it was going to be. So I feel like before, like earlier in the season, I would be like, he might not be a superstar, but he's going to be good. And now I'm like, he still could be a superstar, but I don't know if he's going to be good, right? So there's a little more risk in him than I thought before. But all that to say, last night he had a sequence. This was like one of the few things that I saw in that game where I think Steph threw a lob up to him, and he just like appears out of nowhere. You don't see him on the screen, and then like an Avenger just comes like flying in and throws a dunk down. And then on the very next possession, I forget who was taking it to the hole from it might have been Holiday. And Holiday got by his defender and was going up for a layup, and then again just appears out of nowhere and pins it off the backboard. And it was just like a really quick, good sequence. And I was like, okay, see, this is what we were waiting for. This is the Wiseman. So like to see flashes like that got me excited. Anyways, he put up 13 and 10, played more minutes. He played like close to 30. I think it was like 29. So, those positive moments, and you can't figure out what the Warriors are doing too. Like, I kind of wish, they're not going to make noise in the playoffs, but I understand they're not going to tank, right? Because you have Steph and Draymond, and I can't imagine Steph's like, you know what, let's just lose. Even though them having like 2 top 15 picks would be pretty nice for their future, even as trade assets, right? But part of me wishes they would just like, fuck it. We're starting Wiseman. He's going to play 30 minutes a game. But they're not there yet. They're not there yet. Anyways, okay. Also, Peter, yeah, great point. Centers don't have value on Top Shot. Sucks a lot of good centers in the league. Yeah, I wonder if that changes though. I mean, I'm banking on it changing. Again, not financial advice. I'm not an expert. As someone pointed out last night during our stream, I am not an expert. Thank you, Reggie Wilson. But I do agree with you, right? They're very undervalued. But I'm still into it. So when you look at his rookie moment, is back up to 500, which I think it dropped all the way down to 4 something. But this was like well over 1,000 not too long ago. And again, entry points, 2 badges, $29, 35K moment, and his rising star is down to 425 too. So Wiseman's somebody I like. I'm paying attention to, anyways. Jan Kirby says, glad I sold my Wiseman after the badges announcement. How much did you get it for, Jan? Yeah, that's great. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's get off this game because I've stayed on the first game for so long. I had like 6 players from that game. Okay, now we need to talk about how we were reminded last night that the Celtics, sure, they beat the Hornets by 30. Good for you. You beat the Hornets without their 2 best players, and everyone's like, the Celtics are back, baby. I'm so pumped. Tatum figured it out, dude. Time Lord. And then they play a good team, and Joel Embiid smashes 35-6, just absolutely dominated the Celtics last night. And again, all right, I'm not going to go on a Celtics rant. I can feel myself getting fired up right now. But Embiid, would have won MVP. I mean, I guess technically he could still win MVP. But I just don't. I think he missed too many games. I don't see it happening. But his first moment on the site sitting around 719. Not that that's cheap, but it does feel too cheap for him. So if you're someone who's a big spender, I like this moment a lot. His Series 2, and we were talking about how the 15K, for some reason, the Series 2 15Ks just like aren't holding the value that we thought they were going to hold. But $40 for that, sick. And then again, first moment, 35K moment, if you want to get in there, $11, we like it. We like it. How low do you think the 35K moments? Good question. I don't know. I actually feel like they still sit around that $5 mark where like Plumlee's going right now. I think that'll be the floor, but a lot of people actually disagree with that. So take that for what it's worth. Like even Greg last night, he said something about, he thinks it's going to go down to like $2 or $3. So, did you happen to see Plunge's stream last night? No, I actually have that saved though to check back. I couldn't watch it last night because I was a sleepy boy. But I do plan on checking that out. So I can't even comment on the technical analysis because I'm not sure what they talked about, but curious to see it. Oh man, they did 15 different. Yeah, the Celtics are a nightmare, man. The Celtics are a nightmare. A lot of people are saying $2 or even $1. Yeah, that's what Greg was saying too. That's what Greg was saying as well. All right, let's keep going through some of the action last night, and then I want to look at the Rising Stars Challenge because I got a Zion and I want to share it again. But also I want to see like the prices on how bad those dropped, and I do think like there is some value in those moments because again they're Rising Stars. But anyways, all right, my man Zion, what a pivot, huh? What a pivot. We're talking about Rising Star Challenge, Zion. I just want to pull up Zion. Zion missed a few games. First game back, everyone's like, is he going to be rusty? Is he a little dinged up? And then he drops 35 points in a loss. Probably could have been higher if they kept that game closer, but they kind of fell apart a little bit. But just to point it out again, I mean, most of these Zions are appropriately priced and pretty expensive, but $35. $35 for an entry point. If you're like, hey, I want a young star, Zion, $35. His Rising Star, I'm surprised it's at $13.80. I really thought for Anthony Edwards, let's pull this up too. I just think this is a mistake. I think so. Anthony Edwards, of course, that dunk was a little bit cooler. Wait, what do I want? No, I want Rising Stars. Yeah, of course, his dunk was like iconic. But look at this. This is out of 1,040 and it's going for almost 2,800. This is out of 802 and it's going for 1,380. I just think that seems silly. That seems silly. We already know, like we have information on Zion. We know Zion is going to be a monster. the second half of the season. The dude's just like averaging 30 right now. And he's like, I just don't get it. I don't get how this could be the same. And I get the Anthony Edwards dunk is nice, but the ceiling on a Zion is just so much higher than an Anthony Edwards. And I know Anthony Edwards has 2 badges in there, right? Because it's a rookie moment. Yikes. I don't know. Shout out Runaway Rick. Also, just so y'all know, I hit the number 48 on this bad boy. The number 48. So we're excited. All right. In that same game, Lonzo flirted with a triple-double there with like 12, 9, and 11. But my man Lonzo also put up, and we've talked about Lonzo quite a bit, but 3 steals and 2 blocks. So Lonzo's doing a little bit of everything. And again, his first moment, it's actually up a little bit. This was 159, I think, yesterday. It's at 174 now. And his 15K is out of $18. So the thing that sucks, I don't think the Pelicans are going to make it to the playoffs. I don't think they have enough juice left in them to get there. So, if we were going to get one playoff series with Lonzo and Zion just doing highlight after highlight, I would have been a little bit more excited. But I do think it's a long-term hold, especially because we think he's going to get traded, right? We think he might be on the Bulls. We think he might be on the Knicks. It doesn't seem like he's going to stay there. I wish he would stay there because I just want to see him and Zion play together, but I don't know if we're going to see it. Borland says, you have to think some of these moments that are no longer in packs will go up when new signups aren't able. I'm sure people will want Zion, LeBron, etc. Yeah, I think that's a good point. All right, on the flip side of that game, so they lost to the Hawks last night. I think it was like 123-107. Trae Young, again, he's someone, we say that bigs are disrespected on this site. Trae Young's been kind of undervalued. In a conversation we had last night, Pat Corain has brought this up in the chat before, which I think was a really sharp point, right? So everyone's kind of not over analyzing, like freaking out about rookies, right? It's like, oh, I got their rookie badge. And it is really cool. But there's a handful of like young stars who we probably aren't going to see a run it back from their rookie year. And they're not going to have a rookie moment on the site. So like their first moment on the site almost kind of acts as their rookie moment, I think. So we're talking about like De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum, and then Trae Young's one of these dudes too. And Trae Young, his first moment on the site only going for 560. I think when you compare that to other caliber players like Trae Young, it's a little bit higher, right? So for it to only be 560, I don't know. That feels it's intriguing. And then, his 7,500 Series 2 is under $60. His 15K Series 2 is under $24. I don't know. We're going to see the Hawks in the playoffs. The way they're playing right now, I mean, they might not even be in the play-in tournament. So they're going to be like secured a first round series. And I think seeing like Trae Young and John Collins, I think a lot of those guys, I know Collins is hurt right now. Capella, who had a double-double last night, I think he had 12 points and 12 rebounds, who a little annoyed at because I rostered him in DFS. But yeah, I think the Hawks are going to be fun to watch. And man, we've talked about him before, and people probably like, you're an idiot. But Bojon Bogdanovic, since coming back from injury and now playing like the full allotment of minutes, dude is on fire. So he had 21, 4 and 4 last night. Like he's a great second ball handler for them. The Hawks are a fun team right now. And I used to hate watching them, but Trae Young has kind of switched his game up a little bit. More people are getting involved. Anyways, I like Trae Young. All right. Did I miss anybody else? The last thing I just wanted to say, and we don't have to look at their moments. We don't have to look at the moments, but Denver won handily against the Pistons last night, which isn't a surprise. But without Jamal Murray, Jokic went like 27, 11, and 9, and Michael Porter Jr. another 25-point game. So like, I'm telling you, I've been banging this drum for a while. Michael Porter Jr. is just going to have a coming out party in the playoffs, and people are going to really see what this guy can do. And I just think everything is too cheap. Everything is too cheap. Kevin Frazier says, "What is Tatum's first moment priced at?" Let's take a look. I feel like that is one that's fluctuated quite a bit. His first moment, 1150. And let's look at Fox's too. Let's look at De'Aaron Fox, because that one is pretty cheap. And De'Aaron Fox, I mean, again, he's in Sacramento, so nobody gives a shit. But De'Aaron Fox has been putting up numbers, 565 for his first moment. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's an interesting conversation. I think that's an interesting conversation. Zach Campbell says, I got a Xavier Tillman from a pack. Should I hold? Hey, I mean, he's somebody we've talked about a little bit, right? I like Xavier Tillman. The only issue with Xavier is that, it's down 112 for his first moment, his rookie moment. Xavier's playing. Oh man, Xavier's playing behind Brandon Clark and Jonas Valanciunas, right? But he looks good when he gets minutes. He looks good. So I'm a fan of holding on to him. I don't think selling. I think selling right now is probably selling at the floor. So I like holding. I like holding. All right, Jan, I'm going to share this. And also somebody said to check on LeBron. So while we talk about that, I'm going to pull up LeBron. Man, I don't know. It's like a mystery of what they think you're going to need for the legendary pack drop, which is going to happen after the pre-order pack, they said. So maybe sometime either this weekend or next week. I don't know. There was rumors that you need to complete a challenge. There was rumors that you need to have series 1 moments. Like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So they want you to be collectors, I think, in order to have a chance at it. So I don't know what that means. But hopefully we get some information soon, because speculating is tough. And you don't want people freaking out and like being like, okay, I need to complete this challenge because the rumor is I need to complete it in order to get a legendary pack. And then to find out you don't need to kind of sucks. Wow, the LeBron 3 is down to 550. So the Seeing Stars sub 1,000. Wow. I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised. I thought that was going to be all NBA porters or juniors. Sorry, that's funny, Jay Worley. Yeah, I thought that was going to be higher. This kind of feels like a deal, right? It kind of feels like a deal. I'm not saying, again, not financial advice, but this kind of feels nice. Peter, how much will they cost? So the last one they did a holo back in February, which feels like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And now I think that was $999. But the one before that, they said was in the 200s. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know the rare seems like it's going to be somewhere between 100 and 300 every time. Yeah. Oh no, JM, you're right. We should talk about Vooch. And listen, you want to talk about respect on Vooch? You want to talk about him? Let's do it. Let's talk about respecting the Voochie main. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. We got a lot of Vooch in this house. We hold Vooch. But you're right. Let's what was his final stat line? I just hated that Bulls Pacers game. I didn't watch it. 32 and 17. Holy shit. Yeah. You're right, man. We should have talked about Vooch. Deep threat. I can confirm it was $9.99. Hey, but you turned that $9.99 into $11K just off that holo, right? No, you're right, man. Vooch is I'm very excited. I think that was their first win since the trade, right? So I am excited to see how the Voochies hold up. His Seeing Stars down to $30. His 15K is only $10. It's not even a 35K. His 15K. 73 for his Series 1 jump shot. His first moment on the site for that dunk is going for 216. Metallic gold, 725. Yeah. I mean, Chicago's a fun market, right? So if they do get hot, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement. There's going to be a lot of excitement in Chicago. And I mean, it's going to be Vooch. It's going to be Levine. I think the real like wild card is Kobe White. Like they need to figure out that point guard position. Cause I'm sorry, Satoransky and, Arcidiano, whatever his name is, like those two dudes aren't going to cut it. You need a real guard. Honestly, Chris Dunn, I know he's been hurt, missed the whole season, but probably would have fit in nice right there. At least having someone to play defense. All right. Yeah. Rainmaker, this is a good point. I'm seeing so many prices that look like deals, but I'm so far in the red that I'm really trigger shy. Every moment I've bought has gone down. Hey, man, this is a real thing, right? And this is like, let's talk about this for a second, because I think everyone's feeling that, right? And even as someone like, I'm fortunate enough that I got in like in January when everything was like dirt cheap. So I'm still in the green, but I'm way down compared to where I was at. And I think you do, right? You have to have that honest conversation with yourself. Like this is, you know, when you're buying moments, like one, is this, you know, do you have the money to be doing this, right? Because we shouldn't just be like firing darts if we shouldn't be doing it. But if you're like, okay, I believe in Top Shot, I believe in the investment, and I like basketball, I like collecting, then I think it's okay. We've said this from the beginning, right? Where it's hard to nail the bottom and it's hard to nail the top. It's hard to know when to sell at the highest and when to buy at the lowest. So I think you need to kind of create your own price ranges of like where you're comfortable getting that moment. And something I like to do is I'll do the same thing where I like find a number and I'm like, if it gets to this number, cool. But if it's trending down, I'll be like, okay, am I cool spending 10 more bucks on this if this starts to go up? If so, then I might monitor it a little bit more to see if it goes down, knowing that I'll scoop it when it starts to shoot back up again. But I feel that. I think a lot of people are feeling this, right? Because Top Shot kind of blew up in February, and that's when, oh man, I'm just realizing I didn't move my face off. But that's when it was blowing up, and then that's when it also like took the dip after, right? So yeah, I mean, it's a constant struggle of like figuring out when to fire and when to continue to watch. And I think if your goal was to get moments and flip them early, now's a tough time. I'm not saying you can't do it, but now is a little bit trickier. However, if you believe in the platform and believe in it long term, now's great, right? If you weren't planning on withdrawing next month anyways, and you were like, I'm holding till like we get to Series 6 or whatever, then now's the time to scoop stuff. If you believe it's going to get to Series 6, then you believe the floor overall is going to go up and more users are going to come in. So anyways, that was long-winded Rainmaker. I apologize, but that's kind of where I'm at with that stuff. All right. Vooch a sleeper. Need a point guard. Yeah, absolutely, Frank. That's what I was saying. We absolutely need a point guard. Oh, man, Charlie, dude. I'm sorry, man. PJ, I don't know if PJ heard me talking about him or what, but my man has taken a dump since then. I still like PJ, though. And this is the thing we get. All right. Everyone's probably taking a drink now because I'm talking about PJ Washington. But here's the thing. The Hornets are missing their top two usage guys, right? There are two playmakers that they had. They had LaMelo Ball, who was playing really well with PJ, and Gordon Hayward, who's a great facilitator, right? Both of those guys are out. So now Terry Rozier is their facilitator, and I love Terry Rozier, but Terry Rozier gets buckets. Like, that's his job. He goes out and scores. He's not like a 10 assist guy. So the ball movement is going to be a little bit more stagnant than what it was. So PJ's numbers are going to dip a little bit. So listen, I'm long-term hold anyways, right? So I'm holding PJ for a while. I'm done touting PJ though until I see some positive stuff. Anyways, here we go. Yeah, a lot of love for Rainmaker's comments. Yeah, I think you're right, Rainmaker. I think we're all there. Wanted a car. Wait, I know. Oh, that's Big Mike. Sorry. Sometimes I think I'm Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? Glenn. So I have some Marvin Bagley too. Let's pull up Marvin Bagley. I think it is undervalued, but here's the thing. Marvin Bagley has not stayed healthy and has also not quite figured it out. I am interested in buying low on Marvin Bagley and hoping he goes to a different situation. But I think this dips further down before it goes up, is what I would say. And full disclosure, I own the metallic gold, so I'm also holding Marvin Bagley, but I am a little more nervous about Marvin Bagley than I was, say, like 3 months ago. The injury plus his dad being like, you got to trade my son, all that stuff, just like not good info. Patient, thank you. Yeah, Top Shot wisdom. Well, it depends who you talk to. All right, I was like way behind on the chat here. Let me catch up quickly. Ooh, this is a good question. Actually, Kyle, I'm going to save this. I think we're going to do a segment like this in one of our main shows, like the top coolest dunks or top 5 coolest moments you'd want to own based on the moment, not the player. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to note this chat so we come back to it. Yeah, Jam, this is a good point, right? I kind of treat that. Back when I was a young boy, I was really into poker, and that's kind of how I've been treating this, like a poker tournament, where once I put the money in, I assume it's gone and I'm never going to see it again unless like amazing things happen. So that's kind of what I'm assuming. I'm losing the stuff that I'm putting in. And then if I get it back, I get it back, which I don't know if that's the right mindset, but that's kind of where I'm at. On the point of every moment going down, are there moments I should cut a loss? I got that Jarrett Culver for 192. This is a good question. I'm sure a lot of people are in that situation, right? Where like when is enough? So what I've been doing, if there's a moment, like I'm trying to think of an example of something that I've sold that I took an L on recently, but I haven't sold too much. But what I've been doing is if I see something else if I'm going to take what I get from that moment to then invest it in another moment that you've been eyeing for a while, I think it's okay to take the L if you're more excited. Jarrett Culver specifically, it's totally up to you, man. I know that because that's a Series 1 rookie, right? And I know there's some excitement there in getting a first series and a rookie moment with all those badges. Culver Culver's another guy like Bagley who I think needs to get to a different situation. He's just buried in that roster. And then he was hurt But they got so many guards now, like Jordan McLaughlin, Malik Beasley, Ricky Rubio, D'Angelo Russell, that dude Noel. They have a lot of guys that he's behind now, so it's tough. But yeah, I think of the like greater conversation, if you're like, oh man, if I had that $100 or whatever it is to go put it somewhere else, that would be nice. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to take L's. That's a universal lesson. So it's okay to take L's when you earn them. For me, it's the rising star moment. And Dustin has talked about this quite a bit. Which LaMelo Ball moment would you rather have? This isn't an assist. This moment sucks. But I get the appeal, right? Like, is that an assist? I get the appeal because it's his first moment and it's going to get all those badges. I just think this moment's a little bit cooler. I can't wait. I'm hoping, when he comes out with his legendary moment, that it's against the Suns. He had so many sick moments. Space Mantis, Aldridge is a disaster in Brooklyn. You like him more, or is LMA chat still banned from Morning Marketplace? No, you can. Hey, if we're talking about how bad he is, you can bring it up. Oh, you said it's not a disaster. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Let's pull him up. I'm pulling him up on my phone. I misread that, and now I'm upset that I misread it. So he had one good game when everybody was out. Like, come on. Let's see. What did he do against the Knicks? You played, 8 points and 6 rebounds in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And that's with, like, oh, man, I don't know. You're telling me you'd rather play LaMarcus Aldridge over Claxton right now? Like, give me Claxton every time. Give me Claxton every time. Give me Blake. I'd take Blake over LaMarcus, like, without thinking about it. Yeah, we got 2 guys coming back tonight, right? So we opportunities to buy low on Cole Anthony, and I know this question came up earlier too. Kevin Durant. So Cole Anthony's 35K moment, only $23 is kind of nice. But his first moment for 260, again, we talked about the Magic a little bit, right? We're going to start seeing their young dudes play. Chumo Kiki, Cole Anthony, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch those guys. I agree with you. And Kevin Durant. That was the other one I wanted to play. The other one I wanted to look up. All right. $28 for his 35K moment. Again, so like looking for opportunities to just sneak in. Man, this 3-pointer, this 7,500, his first, I guess it's not his first moment on the site, but it's first moment with the Nets, first bucket, 445. Man, this was up around like 1K earlier. So I like this quite a bit. Pot committed, Frank. I like the Kevin Durant moment quite a bit. I think I packed this one. I was lucky with the pack. But I wonder, he'll be fun to check in on in the next week or so as he comes back and starts playing. I'm sure they ease his minutes back in, but as Durant gets healthy and as we creep up to the playoffs, like, let's go, let's go. There we go, Keaton. That's what I'm talking about. Keaton, what serial number Jokic did you end up pulling? I know you had completed the challenge, the Cool Cats 3 challenge. So what one did you get? All right, let's do this deep threat. 11K or less. This is so for context, a deep threat sold was it Kawhi, right? Kawhi Hollow for 11K. Man, I like doing this because the rest of the chat is going to be like, you dickhead. 11,000 we're filtering. All right, let's pull it up. 11,000. Let's sort by highest ask. Ooh, Aaron Gordon Hollow. Nah. Porzingis, Oladipo. Embiid Metallic Gold, which was also a challenge reward. That's kind of nice. You can get your Kawhi back. A Giannis Metallic Gold. Oh, Dirk Nowitzki. There it is. Bang. Dirk Nowitzki, run it back. Give me that. Also, I think there's a Jokic Metallic Gold that I've been talking up quite a bit that I like. Ooh, Zion denied. That's pretty good. Ja Morant Metallic Gold Series 1, which also has the 3 badges. I like that. The Ja Morant one sticks out. Although I know some people that'll pivot us to our next question. So and wherever the Jokic Metallic Gold is too, from his base moment, I kind of like, man, see how far down it is? This is bonkers. Michael Porter Jr. rookie debut. I kind of like. Wow, where is this Jokic? Did this go down? Did his Ooh, Zion's block from series 1 too, with all the badges. I like that for 5K. I think that's where I'd go. Wait, where is Jokic? Is he really not? Let me pull this up real quick. I might be. Wow, it's down to 4,200. Where's his base moment at? 1375. Wow. All right. Now, a deep threat. I'm sure everyone in the chat, I wasn't looking at the chat, but I'm sure everyone's pissed at you now. And someone wanted to check out AD versus Ja Morant because their 15Ks are pretty much the same. Man, so I like Ja, and we completely disrespect bigs on Top Shot. So it feels like I'd lean Ja. Ja's looked pretty bad lately. Even the Grizzlies had a good game last night, but like, man, Ja's looked so bad. I think he had like 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Like he's bumming me out a little bit. I'm hoping, I'm not hoping that he's hurt, but I'm hoping that he's still just kind of like a little dinged up, came back too soon from that injury that kept him out like a month ago. I like believe long-term in Ja, but man, oh, look at this Satoshi. Every L isn't a loss. That L can be a learning curve. The more you know. I like that. Oh my God. There's so much Aldridge talk in here. You guys are monsters. Yeah, Melo running back would be nice too. I feel as if a deep threat should buy up all the Dwayne Bacon moments. Then we'd really be cooking. All right. Jokic MGLE is the next challenge reward. Is that true for series 2? Is that real? I know he's the hollow reward right now. Yeah, we were talking about Durant a second ago. Best first moment, series 1. Okay, Zach. Somebody else had asked this question too. Under 100 for series 1. All right. After this, remind me. If I forget to do it, we need to go check out. What's it called? We need to go check out moment ranks because I know that had been asked earlier. So I want to make sure we do that. Also, okay, we got to check something real quick. Oh, guys, we're under 50%. If you're just joining right now, like that stream, subscribe, notification bell. Do it for the people. Do it for the people. We need to get more eyeballs in here. All right, under $100. Wow, it's a pretty big drop off, huh? Bojon Bogdanovic, this is his first moment on the site. He's not a sexy play, but he's on the number 1 team in the Western Conference, in the Western Conference. You're going to see some playoff minutes. Bojan is just gets buckets. He's not going to get any peripheral stats, but he is going to shoot the rock. So Bojan at 87 sticks out. After that, though, it's pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly. Andrew Wiggins' first moment is only 83. Oh, I searched by date. That's what the problem was. Sorry, 1 second. All right, this makes more sense. Mike Conley's first moment, Markelle Fultz's first moment, Marcus Smart, series 1, Kelly Oubre. I kind of like Kelly Oubre's first moment. Jared Allen. It's probably Jared Allen for me. I didn't know Jared Allen is as young as he is. He's like under 24, I think, right here. So, like, I love the Jared Allen moment. I think he's got a lot of upside. I know he's kind of buried Cleveland. Larry Nance, too. I think Larry Nance Jr. at some point is going to be on a good team and do something in the playoffs. He's like the perfect stretch 4, stretch 5 at times. Like, he does a little bit of everything. Joe Harris first moment too. You're going to see Joe Harris hit big threes in the final, like wide open threes. The dude's just going to shoot like 80% from 3 with that team. So that's what I'm looking at right here. Daniel says, think Horton Tucker is going to contribute enough to play up to really bump his prices. So the thing that THT has going for him is Lakers love him. Like, Lakers Twitter goes nuts for THT, the fans, and they got a big fan base, right? Because obviously they're the Lakers. So if you're betting on THT, I do think he has long-term potential. Like, the Lakers didn't want to trade him, so they obviously believe in him at the trade deadline because he was rumored to be, I think the trade for Lowry was going to be like Schroeder and or the Raptors wanted Schroeder and THT, and they like didn't want to part ways with THT. So he does have potential. I don't know if we're going to see it in this year's playoffs, but what you could root for is when we open up for signups, if Lakers Twitter gets a hold of NBA Top Shot and all of a sudden we get a bunch of new users, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to want THT. So I think that's what you're rooting for the most. I'm aiming only for series 1 moments at this point. Yeah, Glenn, that's kind of how I've been attacking it too. I kind of, that's how I've been aiming for, or that's where my buys have been coming from. They've been coming from that. Yeah, the minnow talk. We do need minnow talk. That's right. All right, what else we got? Sabonis MGLE for 888 is criminal. Yeah, man, that dude they just disrespect Sabonis. He's good. True conscious coma. I also thought Jared Allen was 35, but he's like 24. And no news on the pre-order pack. All right, let's go over to Moment Ranks. I spent enough time. So this is what they wanted to talk about. I forget who was. And Kakard, who just asked about, I don't know why I have a hard time saying that screen name, but yeah, he talked about the new Market Explorer that they've got, Marketplace Explorer they have over here at Moment Ranks. So this is kind of cool. So it throws out and what the lowest ask is, right? So it's giving you, I feel like I need more information on how this works. Because this, I got to tell you right now, this is stressful. Seeing all these things move. But we can filter by player. Let's look up Jokic because we love Jokic. So this is kind of cool how you can see what's being like listed. I do like this. I think you got to really filter it down though. Has anybody used this yet? Is this new to people? Very big at 604 says, what do you think of Donovan Mitchell? 36 out of 15,000 for 280. Tempting, but 280 is still 280. Yeah, I mean, I like Donovan Mitchell. I think the 15Ks are so undervalued right now. I don't know why they hate them, but I like them. All right, Tom Sylvia says, hit the list instead of cards view. All right, so this is on Moment Ranks. Oh, here we go. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, this is much better. I don't feel like I'm going to have an aneurysm anymore. This is much better. Oh, so this is cool. So it shows you like the good buys versus the bad buys. So it's kind of like live token, except for maybe less bots. I want to see, can I filter by series? Yeah, let's filter by series 1. This is pretty good. So it's base series 1. Okay, this is not his first moment, but 1.1. But yeah, he's 1375. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty neat. I do like the Bigmer says I can't get filters to work. Yeah. Hopefully that helped. Big Mike says that Moment Ranks thing is a game changer. I just filter a series 1 base set. Yeah, this is pretty good. I really like it. Has been really cool seeing like different sites pop up and continue to evolve with the platform and seeing how they can like best utilize their skills, like seeing what Own the Moment is doing. So if you haven't checked out Own the Moment, Moment Ranks, this was a really cool innovation with what they've been doing. Also Evaluate.market, like all of them, they continue to evolve probably because they're seeing more competitors now, right? So they need to continue to work on it, but we're seeing some really cool stuff. Live Token was also kind of cool, even though that stresses me out as well. Oh my gosh, Wall Street for sports fans. Glenn, I don't know. I remember being in high school and there was this thing called Wall Street Sports and it was like a fake sports market. And I loved that stuff. But yeah, this does feel like what it was like. And we were talking about this last night on the show. I do wonder too, because I know Top Shot's goal, right, is to be able to like mint things almost overnight. So if you see a sick, right, the TNT game on a Thursday night goes into like overtime and Luka hits a step back 3 to win the game, like, will they be able to get that moment on the site the next day? And if we do trend towards that direction, it would be kind of cool to see it. I feel like you'd almost see more of like a daily trading type stock market on there. Because like the moment itself, it's not going to, I mean, there's still be some moments that will have such longevity, right? But there's going to be a few moments that it's like, wow, that's going to be really hot for a few days until the next hot. Graham, what percentage of your investment portfolio is in Top Shot? That's a good question. Not an aggressive amount. Oh, I don't even know. Maybe like 10, 15% maybe. But so here's the thing, Graham, I was lucky enough to get in earlier. So I was in on January. So I got a lot of things for low, for like cheap money that has now gone up. So like total value wise is probably higher than 15%, but I didn't put a ton of money in at first. So I'd say that. Yeah. Wait, Big Mike says it does show you with all these sites popping up that Top Shot is still growing and not going anywhere. Yeah, I do think, right. I mean, with anything, it's not going to just continue. Wow, that really hurt. It's not going to continue to just trend up, right? Like we're not just going to go up the whole time. Like we're going to have some peaks and valleys, you know? And I think it's okay. And I think if you believe in the site, when you see stuff happen, like what's happened in the last 2 weeks, there's opportunities to scoop some stuff. Again, you know, use your own investment at your own risk. Like, this isn't financial advice to like blow a wad in there. But anyways, Just, think about that. Did you buy any Muds top stock yet? No, I haven't. But I think G Dunn is. G Dunn's in those streets. Ooh, the run it back. Well, so they've already announced, right? They've already announced in the run it back here. I'm going to go off of the share screen for a little bit. We'll come back. They've already announced, right? We're going to see Allen Iverson. We're going to see Shaq, and we're going to see Tracy McGrady. I'm very excited about all of those. I'm very excited. I'm ready for, well, I guess we already do. Do we already have, is Garnett already on the site? I forget. But we were talking about this too. Like, Garnett's already on this. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, so Garnett no Garnett yet. I would love to see Garnett on here. We were talking too, like, how funny would it be? Like that Mike Conley moment where the Seeing Stars, where he narrates it. How funny would that be to get to get Garnett narrating? That would be incredible. Dan says, do you like the idea of Top Shot pulling some of the best moments in NBA history and making moments into them? Jordan shot against the Cavs as a moment. Yeah, I do think we're going to see that, like in the run it back. I hope Garnett is on the Nets in there. Okay, thank you. I had my filters wrong when I was looking at. But I want Garnett with the Celtics or with the Timberwolves. Give me like a real run it back. I hope they do a run it back, and it seems like they're going to. I hope they do a run it back every single year, right? Like every series we get a run it back. But I'm very excited about that. Yeah, check out Top Shot account. Crypto, obviously an early investor, but has history, will make you cry. Guy was gifted nearly 50 packs, bought another 50. Dude's portfolio was sick. All right, let's look up crypto. Let me share my screen again. Hold on. I guess we'll do it on moment ranks, which I normally don't do, right? I normally do evaluate the market because I like going by the lowest buy because it keeps me grounded, keeps me humble. All right, we're looking up crypto. You guys see that all right? Yeah. Oh, wow. Lifetime profit, 1.2 milli, 626 moments owned. That'll do it. Base set series 1, number 5. Wow. Steph Curry, LeBron. Yeah, you're going to see a lot. If the accounts are worth a lot, you're going to see. And look at these serial numbers too. 6 out of 7,500. Yeah, this makes sense. Wow. Benefit of getting in early, right? Benefit of getting in early. Actually, let's here for Graham, who had asked. Let's see what this bad boy looks like. Here we go. Lifetime profit. The Luka contest, the Marcus Smart Hollow, and then the Zion that I just got. The number 48. That's the one that's exciting. Oh, PJ rookie debut. This is cool. Yeah, I really like what Moment Ranks has been doing lately. Oh man, a Patrick Ewing. Jay Worley says a Patrick Ewing run it back. I love that. All right, Patrick Kern says best moment to buy under $30, and we're gonna do this one because we are not the whale vault here at Top Shot Takes in the morning marketplace. We are minnows. Let's look at what's the lowest as descending. Let's start at 30. Let's start at the big boys. Devin Booker. Bang. There it is. Series 2, 15K. You're going to see him in the playoffs do some stuff. I love the Devin Booker. You can get Kevin Durant, 35K. I actually think I would shy away from 35K unless it was like a rookie, I think, on this buy. Ooh, here it is, actually. I like this one the best. Out of 12K, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, $28. Dude, Bledsoe's gone next year. Lonzo Ball's probably gone next year. They're going to go young backcourt, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kira Lewis Jr. Give me Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I like it. Yeah, looking at some of those top accounts is insane. It is. Harrison Hayes says Ron Artest versus the entire arena run it back moment narrated by Ron. Oh man, this is the one drawback of NBA Top Shot having a deal with the NBA is that we definitely won't see that, right? I can't imagine the NBA is like, yeah, let's get a run it back moment. Let's get the moment of Ron Artest fighting the Palace, right? Fighting the Auburn Palace Arena. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be on top of it. Would love to see that, though. Would love to see that. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's finally. I'm sorry I forgot to go back to this conscious coma. So I'm going to go back over to Own the Moment, and let's go over to challenges and check out Own the Moment stuff. They got really, really good content over there. But I want to check out Rising Stars too and see what the prices are on these now that it's over, right? So you can get Tyrese Halliburton for $610. a Ja Morant out of 389. The Michael Porter Jr. for 215 is criminal. RJ Barrett under 200. Like, wow, 124, 144. Here's the thing. Here's why I find Rising Stars intriguing. And I don't think you need to scoop them now. I think they're probably going to continue to trend down for a few days. But man, I just think you're getting some of these guys who again, rising stars, and you're getting some rookie with badges. Some are just young stars at like pretty low serials, right? Under 2021, when everything else we're seeing with these moments, like even the rookie moments right now from Series 2 are 4,000, and you're seeing these for 2021, half the mint. And I think so you have an opportunity to get like young players, maybe not first moments, but like young players who have high potential for like pretty cheap. So I don't know. If you like some of these guys, I would continue to monitor them. But I agree. I think these are too cheap. I think it's a little silly. Oh my God, Frank. I don't know. Frank just says, run it back classic moment. Ricky Davis off the glass to get a triple-double. I have a podcast with two comedy friends of mine called 89 Cavs, where we just kind of shoot the shit about basketball without saying anything intelligent. And we had a whole, like a 10-minute segment where we just talked about Ricky Davis, and we just cried. We laughed so hard. That's one of the funniest moments of NBA history where my Alexa just started, where Ricky, who was I think it was Rick Jerry Sloan was the coach of the Utah Jazz, and I think like they like lost their mind after the post-game interview. Is so funny. So what's speaking of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, right? He's at 124. I would just continue to monitor it. I feel like you might be able to get that. I feel like you might be able to get that a little bit cheaper if it goes under 100. JC Review says, I remember Jacob somewhere saying we might see a time where there's a run it back moments in black and white. I don't know when or if this is true, but I'm all in if it happens. Oh man, give me the diaper free throw, right? I would love a run it back moment of the diaper shot free throw. Give me that. Here we go. Campazzo's. Let's look at the first challenge of Rising Stars 1, because I don't even know what the prices are because I was so hooked. Wow. James Wise, 175 for Campazzo. Wiseman's 425. Everything's sub 200. So when you see these prices, you can bet that Rising Stars 2 is going to get there. So if you're looking at some of those Rising Star 2 guys, I would continue to wait because I feel like they're going to keep going down. Stop and pop. I think you have a few days. I think they're done with the challenges. I think you have a few days before this goes up. I also wouldn't expect these to go up for a while. I just think some of these are good long-term holds. Again, not financial advice. Are you selling moments that will be in the pre-order packs delivered today? Well, hopefully they're delivered today. We might just get news of when they're coming. I'm not. No, I don't know. I'm not selling much right now. Team hold over here. Also, hey, listen, we talked about the pre-order pack thing earlier today, right? If you get a pre-order pack and want to open it on our Top Shot Take show, we're going to do a pre-order pack party. It's like a revolving door of everybody opening packs. Also, while we're doing this is a reminder, get in there and hit the like button on this stream. Let's get more eyeballs in here. We're going to stay at 50%. We're like right around 50%, but let's get some more. Let's get to this to a D, because right now we're at an F. Yeah, dude. I have two podcasts like that where I just laugh. You're right. You're right, Drunk Tree. Aiden Duffy, thanks for joining us. What else did I miss here? I went on a rant about Ricky Davis. All right, Mike Harrison. Since I got here 3 weeks ago, I don't know what to expect with all of this. Sure, wish I was in it when it started. All I know is my account went down 35% since I only have marketplace buys. Yeah, man, listen. A lot of it, right? A lot of us went down. Especially if you got here in the last like month or so. But I mean, it really depends on like your approach towards Top Shot. If you were looking to flip, right? If you were trying to get some like quick hits, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you're able to make some money off of that, go for it. But if you're in the long-term plan, right? You got to remember all of the things that are pointing up. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about. Keep that in mind. As people are joining, the first thing they see is like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But the things that are pointing up, we're still in beta, right? They're not publicly advertising stuff. They aren't even allowing new people to sign up. So there's still a lot of things that I think like we're going to see. It's going to come back up. I mean, I don't think we're going to see what we saw in February, but I do think it's not going to continue going this way. This feels like a floor moment. So I get it though. I get the first, like it's even me who is pretty bullish on Top Shot, obviously, because I'm doing this every morning. I still feel like the gut punch like watching the Rising Stars just absolutely tank after I completed that Zion. Yeah, that hurts my heart. And knowing that my account was worth like 80K a week ago and now it's not, like, that sucks. So I get that feeling, but if you're long-term still like holding, I think we're okay. I'm a fit. Drunk Tree says, "Are you scooping up Seeing Stars?" I'm not right now, but I do. I've come kind of full circle on it. I think it makes sense now. I think it makes sense. Deep Threat, get the hell out! I'm charging it $9 if you want me to open on the stream. Get the hell out of here, Deep Threat. I'm charging you $9. Very Vegeta, as a minnow, I'm buying tons of 15K between 20 and 40 serial numbers, 5K and up. Thoughts on that? I think the 15Ks are super undervalued right now. I don't know why those prices keep dipping in the way that they are, but I'm with you. I think the 15K has some value. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at those moments. I'm looking at the Series 1, the Series 2 7,500, I think has some value on it. Stop and pop. Yeah, you're still waiting on that Deladova moment. Maddie Deladova. OG, we'll get you on here. Oh, on mobile, from mobile. I don't think so, because you have to share a screen. I'm not entirely sure. Let me look into that. Run it back of Curry or Sabonis's dad would make for a cool family showcase. Oh man, I love that. Or LeVar Ball, right? Let's get a LeVar Ball on like First Take or whatever. And Doobie makes a good point too. Like, anyone else feel that the limited editions are not being respected properly? I feel like folks are forgetting that the CCs likely have more series added. Market correction after going to hurt when that happens. Yeah. I mean, that's why we're talking about the 15Ks and the 12Ks and the 7,500s, right? Where we know that those are capped, that we're not making any more of those. Andrew White says, best moments to buy now and sell during the playoffs, right? Well, I think it's those not so sexy teams, right, that are going to make the playoffs. So you think, right, the Lakers are all pretty much properly priced. The Clippers are properly priced. The Sixers, for the most part, although I think there's still Embiid. I think guys like who aren't the superstars on the team. I think like Tobias Harris is someone that you could flip come playoff time. Ben Simmons probably. When you look at the entire Hawks team, like, I think if the Hawks really do and make any sort of noise, like Bojan Bogdanovic, Trae Young, John Collins, Clint Capella, I think you'll see a boost in some of those. Again, this is total speculation. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's the other team? Crap. I had somebody else that I was going to pivot to. The Nuggets, who I think Michael Porter Jr., I think is someone who is going to go up. Because I think, right, if I was going to bet right now, I'm betting on the Nuggets coming out of the West. I'm betting on the Nuggets. So I think the entire Nuggets team is going to go up, but Michael Porter Jr. is going to have a coming out party in the playoffs. I'm pumped for it. Mikal Bridges, as Drew just said, I think anybody on the Suns, Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, like, if you're just trying, I think getting them now and flipping them later. Alejandro Torres says you got a 824 out of 4,000. Just Sean Tate. I love that. All right, what else we got? Heat in the playoffs. Yeah, the Heat, somebody, although I feel like Tyler Hero's properly priced. By 200 Will Bartons, you'll be up 1,000% by June. Yeah, the Knicks too, Cameron. You're right. Cameron said the Knicks. I think the Knicks are somebody, yeah, like the RJ Barretts, the Julius Randles. Man, I don't think, do we think the Knicks win a playoff series though? If they win a playoff series, New York's going to lose their goddamn mind. Big Mike says MPJ is so expensive. Pivot to a super cheap Aaron Gordon instead. That's true. I mean, Aaron Gordon is a lot cheaper and also an investor in Top Shot. I just think Michael Porter Jr., I agree that he's more expensive than Aaron Gordon. So all right, this is a good point. Like, so if Michael Porter Jr. is out of your price range, I think you can look to like Aaron Gordon's and Will Barton's and those guys. I just think Michael Porter Jr. is not where he's priced now is not where he's going to be priced at the end of the season. Honestly, I'm too high on Michael Porter Jr. This is going to come back and bite me in the ass probably, but I love, like, he's playing better defense now. Like, the problem with Michael Porter Jr. up till now was he was so lost defensively that Mike Malone was like, I can't play this guy. I can't play this guy in crunch time minutes because he's just getting smoked. And now he's gone from playing like 24 minutes a game to like 34 minutes a game, and he's figuring it out on defense. He doesn't have to, like, he's got Aaron Gordon to play the 4. So if he's being covered by a 3, Michael Porter Jr. is just going to annihilate him. All right, enough Michael Porter Jr. talk. John Weingart says too, yeah, the Jazz are underpriced. Like the Donovan Mitchells, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, all of those guys, someone. The Deep Threat says, pro tip from experience. If everyone is planning on selling during the playoffs, you might want to sell a little earlier. That's true too. Like as we're approaching the playoffs. Yeah. There we go. Sorry. I got too many people buying Michael Porter Jr. now. I'm sorry. Yeah, Glenn says Chris Paul is a fun one to talk about. I do think he's somebody who, I mean, outside of winning a championship, there's probably nothing he can do that's going to make his value go up. Maybe it ticks up a little bit in the playoffs, but I do think when he retires, yeah, the Blazers. I mean, I really do think anybody that's not the Lakers, Clippers, Nets, and Sixers, Bucks for the most part. Although there's the players on the Sixers and Bucks, I think all of those guys go up. Dame, CJ, Nurk, yeah. And Savant says RJ being the only Series 1 with 4 badges is so cheap too. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. All right, friends, I think we're going to wrap up here. This was great. We'll be back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Hopefully we get pre-order packs. Again, look at the show notes. If you follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord that's in there. I'll close it. Cameron says, I agree with Dustin's statement last night. In the offseason, prices will probably tank, thus creating a buying opportunity. Totally agree. I think until the run it back comes out, we'll have plenty of time to scoop some stuff. But yeah, make sure you do all those things. The whole group will probably be back sometime this weekend to do a pack party. So hopefully we get our packs, right? But yeah, I think that's it. Thanks again for being here. This stream sucks if it's just me. So I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. for some more takes.